All right, waiting for the live to start. Hello. So I got it in my head that I'm going to teach this over and over and over. The key to mastery is practice. And I've been practicing this with people. I've been teaching this over and over and over. But I realized I don't need to have anyone. I can do this on my own and I can do this live. So I've tried doing this 4 times before and they all failed. So here's my 5th attempt. I'm just going to go for it. So, as always, I do these live videos mostly completely for myself, right? Well, it was to get over social anxiety, and it still is. Now I'm adding an extra pressure. I'm adding um, a goal is to teach this content and as I'm trying to do this now, my brain is freezing up because I'm adding pressure, I'm adding performance to it. I'm adding a goal, which makes everything harder. So, this is part of my emotional strength training. And the first time is always going to be terrible. And this is what and everybody will witness. I'm here to be witnessed. I'm here to show every ounce of my insecurity, every ounce of my insecurity, and to show that it does not matter. This is how we move through anxiety, is by practicing over and over and over, by not letting the desire to look good and avoid looking bad to stop us. I will hesitate, I will mumble, I will do so many things. I feel tired, I want to quit, I want to stop, but I have the master key, which is to let go of emotional effort and to do things completely for myself. Should other people get benefit from it? That's benefit. That's that's bonus. Okay? So, I'm tired. It's another day in Seattle that looks like depression. And here is Enlightened Mastery. This is my magnum opus. This is the work. This is what my entire life has accumulated into this, the coaching cube, or the Enlightened Mastery Codex. This unlocks, for me, this unlocks this entire reality so that I can remember and store everything within these 6 dimensions of this cube. And mostly it's 5 dimensions, with the 6th one being spirituality as the strategy with which we play the other 5 dimensions. Okay, so let's go straight into it. I am tired. I'm stressed and I'm letting go of emotional effort. I'm being with myself. I'm going to bring what is on the inside outside. I'm going to look forward to looking bad. I'm going to look forward to hesitating and giving a terrible presentation because I will not allow anxiety to stop me anymore. It has stopped me my entire lifetime. No more. Then this is how to do it. Okay. So this is how I explain it. If life was a game, how would you play it? Right? I wish I had a controller. Ooh, I should get a controller as a demo. Right? If you were to play a video game, and I'm pulling this from a video I saw, you would play it with a controller, right? And you would move the joystick and it will move the character on the screen and you would run around, right? And when you get to somewhere, you hit the buttons to do an action, like to open the doors or pick up objects or whatever, you know? And that would be the controls. Well, what is the equivalent controls for our life? I'm going to speak in first person, right? What are the controls for my life? I'm talking to myself here, right? I'm building this video for me to teach myself all the other versions of me that have different names and different faces and in different bodies, right? But they're all just different versions of me. If I happen to have been incarnated in one of those bodies, I will be seeing the world from that perspective. And I just happen to be incarnated in this body. So I'm seeing the world from this perspective. Okay? So this is the coaching cube. And it opens up into two sides. This side and this side. This side, ooh, I'm feeling tired and I want to quit. I'm first going to acknowledge that. Emotions, you're tired. You want to give up. Okay, I hear you. I feel you. We're not doing that. But my emotions like I really want to just quit. How do I love this part of me and not be violent to it and still keep going, right? Well, this is why emotion, right? Because you're trying. You're trying to create a certain outcome. I'm trying to look good. And it's exhausting. You're trying to be ahead of myself. Remember, I've given this talk to a person, in person, hundreds of times, over and over. I know what I'm speaking, right? So, the reason I'm tired is because I'm trying to maintain an image. There we go. So now, the solution to that is to let go of emotional effort and move into effortless action. This will take as long as it takes. There's no time. I'm not trying. I am trying to perform, but the performance is deeper than just teaching a course. The performance is me. The performance is this moment. The performance is me looking out through my own eyes right now. There we go. Slowing down. Discovering the different parts of me can Can I speak without effort? Can I surprise myself with what I'm going to say next? Whatever is in my mind, that's not it. Whatever I think, I won't say that. I'm here. This is an exercise in presence. I feel heaviness right here. There's a part of me that wants to cry. It's so tired. There's a part of me that's just so tired. Let go, sweetie. Let go of control. It doesn't know how. I know. That's why you're so tired. You don't. No one taught us how to let go. I'm learning that now. No, we're not going to self-medicate. We're going to self-medicate by going slower, by closing my eyes, by giving myself grace in front of others, in front of all the versions of me in the world. They're all me. I am watching myself. In 100 and 1,000 different perspectives. This is part of the course. That I am human, that I struggle, that the struggle isn't necessary. I can learn to let it go, but it's a practice. I'm here to be completely, utterly open, to hide nothing except for informational security. And I do not advocate for violence in any way ever. And I'm not loud and disruptive. This is the box. This is the box. It's tricky because the camera is inverted. This is a part of Enlightened Mastery. This is a part of liberation. This is a part of self-acceptance. To realize that my anxieties are self-created. Like, look at me right now. I'm speaking to no one. I'm looking at myself here. Talking to myself. I want to look good. I know that. That's part of my healthy social mechanism. and I'm retraining myself. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Who knows where this will go? Every single time I try to teach this, I will improvise it. I'll be in the moment. This is my work. I have to be the cause and consequence of my own program, my own lesson. I commit myself every time I teach it. Just a little more, a little deeper. Well, as always with my live videos, what I'm afraid of is cringe. What I'm afraid of is hesitation. What I'm afraid of is pausing. What I'm afraid of, I don't even know anymore. Okay. Should I continue? I guess you got your wish. Emotions. I've kind of given up a little bit. And then I'm doomed if I do, doomed if I don't, right? Now that I say that I've given up, my emotions like, no! There's no winning. There's no winning with anxiety. I can't win by looking good. I can't win by giving up. I can't win at all. There's no winning. It's just, it's wrong. It's not, brain. It's programming that is in the wrong domain. Fear is supposed to be in the physical domain, and now in the symbolic plane, in the social plane, and when it loops this way, I don't want to explain anything. Well, so much for today's class. Um, yep, I'm a terrible instructor, right? I'm just imagining I show up to this class and I don't teach any of it. This is kind of what happened the first time at the festival that I tried to teach this. Oh, and now I'm feeling the insecurity. I'm feeling, oh, mm, mm. Okay. You know what? I'm going to try to teach it anyways. Because I'm not bound by this emotion. Okay, that doesn't work either. I'm not going to use force. Okay, what else can I do? Why do I feel out of breath? Okay, I'm just going to pause. Okay, if life was a game, this would be how to play it. Right? So if you have a controller, what would we be moving? Well, usually with the left hand, the left stick would be to move the character to walk around. That would be, come on, don't freeze up. Come on, there we go. That would be the physical domain. See this little character right there? Can I zoom in? Yeah, without, okay, okay. So that will be this guy right here. So imagine I'm moving my joystick and this little guy's running around. So physical movement. Right now I'm moving my physical body. Once I get to an object, let's say a car, I usually hit like X button or something to get into it. So action, movement, action. Do, 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 do. And then sometimes there are thoughts, right? Voiceovers. Well, thoughts would be right here. It's freezing up a little bit, but that's okay. We're moving into the symbolic domain. Maybe we're playing with another person. Social. Maybe, well, so as I'm talking, my emotions like to just come in and be like, no, I don't want to do any of this. And it just stops the whole show. Okay, emotion, you want to stop all of this. Let's stop it. I've stopped explaining anything. This is what you want, emotions? What do you want? I'm talking to my own anxiety here. What do you want? Take a nap. Then take a nap. You know, I don't have to use emotional effort. Ooh, because my voice is anchored to anxiety. So it keeps triggering anxiety. I've learned how to effortlessly do the dishes. That's physical. I'm trying to do what Ram Dass says that he does. Whether or not I truly believe it, I'm not sure. He says that inside all he does is this mantra. Om Matne Patne Om, Om Matne Patne Om, right? Just while words are coming out of his mouth, but inside he's always just doing this mantra. Om Matne Patne Om, Om Matne Patne Om. Is that a metaphor? Is he actually chanting it out inside his brain while the words are just like blah, blah, blah coming out? And the words sound coherent, you know? So, okay. At the very latest, I will end at 5 o'clock. Okay? That's when this will end. I'm not going to go over all of it at once, so it doesn't matter. Whew. I like to do things super rough, super quick, terrible. Just do it terribly. I want to do it all terribly because then I can iterate. I've spent years not doing anything at all, and then I don't get any better. I don't get any better. Ever, ever, ever. Years and years and years and years. I don't get any better because I never do it terribly. Okay? So this is the way through the fear of perfectionism, fear of looking bad. I'm here to publicize all of it. That's the way through. When I no longer need to hide anything at all, not my insides, not my outsides, nothing. All right. Of course, maintaining informational security. I, I am safe, others are safe, and I'm not loud and disruptive. That's the box. Okay. So I'm also learning where the camera is. Right here and here. Okay. So now I have to shift my attention from the screen to my fingers so I can memorize where this is in my experience in my physical dimension. This is the physical dimension of space. Okay, so this it's right here. Nope, higher. Yep, there we go. So right here and here and here. Okay. So I am in every dimension at once, of course. So are we all. But our attention can shift between all the different dimensions. When I'm looking at my face on the screen, I'm in probably the social dimension, monitoring how I look. When I shift over in the physical dimension, let's see here and here. All right, so this is the little box. Ooh. I could actually do like a little here, like a point of um, here. Okay, never mind. Trying different things. So this is Enlightened Mastery 101. My attempt to teach. My attempt. This is how I am moving through my anxieties, bringing what's on the inside outside, simultaneously shifting between the different dimensions of physical. Like, right? How about that? Too small? Okay. That. So it's a cone. Okay. Um, bring my awareness to the camera. Bring my awareness to my uh, gestures, seeing where my gestures will come in the camera or not, coordinating that with the symbolic dimension that I hold here, well, here, and the social dimension, because I'm on live video. And yet I'm able to control it because it's me. I'm the one live streaming. It's broadcast. I'm not taking any input. I love you. I'm not taking any input right now. It's way too much. And comparing this from when I started this video, I'm feeling already calmer. I have explored all my different hesitations. I'm giving love to myself, acknowledging my anxieties when they come up so I don't hide them. Hiding them costs energy, which I'm already at zero when I'm in anxiety, and I'm trying to hide it, and I'm trying to create a like when I'm at zero, I'm trying to do more so that makes me into negative, into the reset. When my anxiety trips me up, I do a reset or a scene, but reset is just easier. Whatever I was trying, I just let it go, reset. that's one of my primary tools to get out of mentally stuckness. Okay, so if life was a game, this would be how to play it. Imagine, I'm gonna go real slow with this, so come on, you can do it. You can do it. Don't freak out on me. Come on. There you go. There you go. Okay. Now for a moment, imagine you have amazing health. Just, whew. You have amazing wealth, and you have amazing relationships. How good is your life right now? So that, and usually if I'm talking to a person, they'd be like, pretty good, right? So for me, I'm going to imagine myself with just like amazing over the top health, which I kind of have right now. So like super grateful. I imagine I have amazing wealth. I have what I need. I have shelter. I have a small allowance that I go and do things with. So I have everything I need. I want more. I want to be able to create companies and help people, and I will once I develop some businesses. But for now, I have everything I need. So again, I'm so grateful for that. Relationship, well, I have my partner, and she's kind of all I need. I'm kind of bad with relationships. Uh, and if I get hurt, I leave. That's kind of my challenge with relationship. If I feel hurt by somebody, I leave. So I don't have a whole lot of friends. My defense mechanism is a little overly developed. I know that now. Now, yes, no. Sometimes I say something and there's a part of my brain that just like kicks in, be like, that's not quite true. Acknowledged, move on. All right, so this is the life equation. Health, wealth, relationships. Now, I want to get ahead of it, right? So I look at kind of what leads to health, wealth, relationship, so I can get ahead of it. Well, one step above physical health would be my mental, emotional health. One step above my current wealth. So this one is like the money in my bank account. One step above that is would be what refills my bank account, which would be my businesses, jobs, careers, or hobbies. And here's the thing, a business has to operate without you, or else it's not a business, it is a job. We can create our own jobs, but that's not a business. A business has to operate without us, and that's how we get free. Now, where do our close relationships come from? My community, right? Straightforward. Now let's get one step above even this, right? So this is health, wealth, relationships. So I got ahead of it in one tier, but now I want to ask myself, what is the highest goal I can reach for in each of these arenas? Like, what's the highest game I can play in each of these areas? Health, wealth, relationships. Well, for physical health, for health, I want to imagine, what if every moment that I live is a fully embodied spirituality? And the way I explain this is, what if every single moment, every single, what if we realized that every word we spoke was already poetry? What if every move we made was already dance? What if every sound we make was already music? And we just chain these moments by moment till the end of our days, assuming we do all the things that we have to do, right, to maintain our physical health, our physical wealth, and our relationships. We do all those things, brush our teeth, get dressed, go to work, right? But while we're doing that, we're in the flow, in the moment, moment by moment. So the highest goal, at least for me, is moment by moment awareness and moment by moment flow, relaxing into a fully embodied spirituality. My brain is like, are we going to have to do this every single day? Maybe. But why are you thinking about that right now? I'm right here. I've taught this 100 times or more, hundreds of times. Do I get bored of it? I'm getting bored of it now. I saw one of my videos that had like 1.5 thousand views, and I freaked out a little bit. One of these live videos. It's like, oh my gosh. I'm just hoping that nobody watches this. Uh, but here I am. I'm not necessarily a teacher. I have massive social anxieties. I, I, I have a really hard time writing. So this is who I am. This is the hardest thing for me to do. I've lived most of my life feeling like I had no voice. Like I had the words that are in my brain is like, oh, I have nothing to say. So, emotion, I'm talking to you now. I was explaining this and now you wanted to interject. Welcome. We shift into a self-coaching session, back and forth into teaching. It's all one thing. There's not teaching, there's not self-coaching, there's not, you know, it's not separate from breathing, from emotional strength training, from going for my highest reset. I guess we'll go back into self-coaching now. Okay. My anxieties wants to be acknowledged. It's just frozen. It's like a deer in the headlights. It's like, ah, yep, I'm going to put a spotlight on you. Welcome to the game. You don't want me to put a spotlight on you, anxiety? Then just hang back. We love you, but if you want to step up on the stage, we will welcome you. This is how I plan to work with everyone to work through their anxiety is we're going to be right there. There's no goal. We're not trying to achieve anything. There's no time limit. And I am the first client of myself. And I will work with all the other versions of me too. So here I am. Money chases us. So I'm going to develop this program and then figure out how I'm going to work the money in. Yes, I have sales anxiety because I've been um, scammed, and I've not scammed, but I've been sold so many times by really smooth talking speakers who understood how to sell, but it was never quite right, and it pissed me off. So now I think of selling as wrong. Well, here I am. Of course, I can't make any money if I never sell anything, even if I'm offering the medicine of how I solved my problems in my life. That's all I ever teach, is how I solved it. Maybe it'll work for you. If it doesn't, sorry, I'm just talking about myself, working on myself, working on my emotional strength training. The work I do on myself is the gift we give to others. Ram Dass. All we can ever do is work on ourselves. Okay? So, ooh, this stands for my inner parent, child, adult. The adult is last because the adult has the last say. Do I put on the seatbelt? Yes. Not an option. Do I brush my teeth? Yes, I do. The problem is when we don't have a model of a healthy inner parent, then we abuse our inner child in order to attempt to get the inner child to do what the adult needs to do. So we have three parts to us: inner parent, inner child, inner adult. So right now my inner child is freaking out. My inner child is in the spotlight. It's like, I want to go home. And in the past, I would have abused him, forced him to be in the spotlight because I needed my inner child to get over his anxieties and stop smashing and freezing everything. I'm sorry, my inner being. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is why I put it on myself. I can never lose this. That's why I do this. It decreases my social whatever, but it amplifies because I do everything for myself and myself only. And I commit to that over and over and over. I'm getting too serious, too serious, too serious. Okay, peer for peer, fear purge. What am I afraid of? Freezing, looking bad, making weird faces, weird noises. So I'm going to do all that. Ready? One, two, three. Oh, no, I'm so cringy. Ah, cringe, 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 cringe. Oh, what a god. What the heck am I watching? God, this is so, he's such an idiot. Oh my goodness. Ugh, what a waste of time. Oh, he's just. Yeah, what is that? Yeah. Oh, is he freezing up? Oh my gosh, he's freezing. Oh, choking. Oh, Ah. That feels so good. That feels so good. Ah, tired. Do I really have to keep going until 5 o'clock? That's the child speaking. Hi, child. You don't have to keep going to 5 o'clock. You can step off the stage at any time. But if you want to stay on the stage until 5 o'clock, I'm happy to keep loving on you in front of everyone. Your choice. So, my anxiety is my inner child. That's what I've got clear just now. My anxiety is my inner child. So when anxiety comes up, it's like a little toddler. It's like the little 5-year-old just walks onto the stage and just like, can we stop this? Mm. Well, lovings, you're free to walk on stage. You're free to step back as much as you want because this course is about everything all at once. Everything all at once. What is that? Is that all at once? I feel like that is not the name of the Everything All at Once. Is that the name? The movie. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. This is the school of Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I am here in this one moment, and in this one moment, I am everywhere that I can be, which is right here. I can't ever be anywhere else. Everywhere, everything, I am everything that I am. It's a looped logic. Everywhere, all at once. There's only now. So this is the class. This is the class I teach. This is all there is. Every moment is always improvised. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Well, that depends on the person saying that. But good or bad, here I am. That's all I can do. Sorry. I'm happy to apologize. I'm happy to apologize for anything and everything. I'm sorry that the weather always looks like depression this time of year, at least in Seattle slash Washington. Oh, look, another day that looks like depression. But if you've been following me for years, then you can see my progress from a hesitant blah to a less hesitant blah 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 blah. Okay, wealth. What is the highest game I can play in the game of wealth? Well, I want to make a lot of money. Okay, okay, I said it. I said it. All right, I want to make a lot of money. I want it. I want it. I want it. My child's like, I want everything. Okay, let's work to get it. Well, if I make a ton of money and I don't have to work anymore, I'm free from the cycle of needing to go to work. That makes me a financial Buddha, right? I'm free, yay! But if I help someone else be free as well, that makes me a financial bodhisattva. Now, whatever I do for money, I want to make sure it is a win, win, win. Win for me, win for my client, win for the world. That makes everything ethical. Ding! Ethical check. Not as easy as it sounds, but next, I want to be aligned to my life purpose. And here's why, right? Health, wealth, and relationships work because they cover the lowest three tiers of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Right here, right? At the very bottom is physical safety. If I'm getting shot at, it doesn't matter how much money I have, right? I need to get safety. Now, even if I'm physically safe today, I want to be safe tomorrow. And the way to do that is, at least in this capitalistic society, is money. Right? You can buy a safe place to live, buy healthy food. You get it. Okay. But now, so that's health, wealth. But then all the money in the world is just going to be utterly hollow if we have no friends or family to share it with. So then people would pursue love and belonging. Now, that's still not quite enough because there are some people who make a lot of money, have a great house, have a big have a great family, right? But they hate their job. Nobody would say that that person is self-actualized. Not yet. So what are they missing? This one, their life purpose. So when you achieve your life purpose, when you find it and you start pursuing it and you get enough money, like when you doing what you love, you're getting paid for it, and you have an amazing health wealth relationships, well, guess what? You've kind of made it, right? That is the goal. That gets you above this line. And when I found out this line existed, my entire life changed, right? This line is called the deficit needs line. Because when you're underneath it, when you're missing something under here, you're going to feel like something is missing in your life. Okay? But when you're above it, when you're doing what you love, getting paid for it, and have amazing friends and family, and you're physically healthy and safe, wow, right? That automatically gets us into the abundance mentality. So this is a mechanical process. You know, we can't just tell somebody, oh, just think abundantly. It, you know, I'm not going to say it doesn't work, but it happens automatically when we achieve these four criterias. Okay, now let's imagine somebody who's maybe started a company, worked really hard and sold it, and now they suddenly have a whole lot of money, right? Well, what do? They go play. Cool, right? They've earned it. But now, at some point, you've eaten all the food there is to eat and you've traveled and done all the things. Life will start to be hollow again once you've done all that, right? So then what do people do? They pursue art or they pursue science or they work on themselves, self-actualization, or they try to play the biggest game possible, collective actualization. However, a lot of people try to play this game without solidifying everything else underneath it. And well, their life becomes very unstable, right? It's just like a pole is barely balancing instead of a solid foundation. Okay, so now that's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This is the game of mastery. All right. So again, the two words that have anchored my entire philosophy is enlightened mastery. Enlightenment is about emotional freedom. It's about the freedom of self-expression. It's about not letting fear, anxiety, or anger or compulsion trap us. So these are all non-physical. It's about knowing the right things to do, being in the now moment, knowing how to handle any of our emotions, knowing how to work with people. Well, that's also mastery. Mastery is about the physical plane, about getting things done, right? So imagine buildings and bridges that don't fall down in earthquakes, right? So so if you look in the world, there's the east and there's the west. It's very whatever. I know it's broad over. Anyways, so these two words were whispered in my brain like 15 odd years ago. It's like, look, there's the East. There's the mental technology, meditation, focused, enlightenment. And then there's the West, achievement, money, business, make it happen, buildings that don't fall down. I like living in buildings that don't fall down. Okay? So the thing that was whispered in my brain was, we want the mental technology from the East. We want the physical technology from the West. And when you combine the two, it makes enlightened mastery. So that's why everything's anchored around that. Taking a pause, taking a breather. Yeah, I don't stop. No, I don't stop. Because I'm doing this for myself. All right. When somebody can watch the replay, they can pause it at any time, but I don't stop because I'm doing this for myself. I'm like an audiobook. If you leave me playing and you fall asleep, you're going to wake up to like 5 chapters later. Okay. Now, this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs put into like a stack format. The mental evolution. My brain is reset. However, I'm going to take an emotional break. There's a part of my being that's like, I need a break. I love you. I love you. Deep breath. I love you. I love you. Remember my fears. I may freeze. I may be tired. I may do incomplete sentences. Make weird faces. Weird sounds. Okay. So instead of putting it in a stack this way, what if we put it in a circle, right? And the moment I put it into a circle, I realize I can make rings. And the moment I put rings in there, I imagine a tree, right? And then the center of the tree, and then the next level of the tree, and the next level of the tree. And that is kind of how this system came about, is health, wealth, relationships is the lowest inner part of the tree, the core. Ah, see, it freaks out. I don't know why you freak out, my love, but I can just do that. Nope, that didn't work. Come back. Come back. Um, Technical difficulties. um, Technical difficulties. I should restart my iPad next time, but right now I want to just keep going. So here we are. We're back. Anyways, you get it. I don't need to overly explain it. I'm speaking to other versions of myself, and all my versions of myself are really smart. So, anyways. No, they're not. It's like, what? It doesn't matter. Move on. I mean, I love you. I'm a good inner parent. I don't need to be sarcastic. I listen to myself. I reflect my own emotions. RV, those are the abbreviations. For relationships, it's all about validation. Validate, validate, validate. And R could also stand for repeat. So repeat whatever they say so that they feel heard. And we do this for ourselves. Ah, ah. Okay. So repeat and validate RV. So imagine we have an RV, we can go anywhere, a recreation. Anyways, repeat and validate, repeat and validate, repeat and validate. Too fast. Speed down. Slow down. Okay. One breath meditation. Right. So we took a detour from life purpose to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now we're going to come back down to wealth 3. Again, the third tier is the highest game I can think of to play in each of these arenas. For health, it would be the highest game would be moment by moment awareness and living life every single moment as a fully embodied spirituality, moment by moment. Every word I speak is poetry. Every move I make is already dance. Every noise I make is already song. While I maintain every other part of my life. Chop wood, carry water. Okay. Then with wealth, I want to make a lot of money, but that just makes me a financial Buddha. If I help other people become free as well, that makes them a financial bodhisattva. Then I want to make sure it's ethical. I want to make sure it's a win for me, win for my clients, win for the world. Everything is ethical. I want to be aligned to my life purpose because that gets me above the deficit needs line. Come on, there we go. And life becomes amazing. That's the goal. The goal is to get as many people above this line as possible. Okay? And the way we do that is to find a relative superpower, right? We train something so that we have that relative superpower. And then we trade that in the open market for resources, money. That's how jobs work. Unless you're building, well, you also got to build, that's jobs. And if you build businesses that can operate without you, that is how we become free. Passive income, etc. Not going to talk about that right now. And everything in our life can be solved with one of these three things. Systems, like put in a routine, easiest thing to do. If you can solve it by systems, just put in a system. If the system doesn't work, well, what skill are we missing? Let's say there's no skill we're missing. We're still not doing it. Why? Well, let's look at an example of going to the gym, working out. It's not really a skills issue. You just get on a treadmill and whatever, The skill is minimal, arguably. What is stopping us? Our shadow, our motivation, why we're doing it. So system, skills, and shadow is how I diagnose most of the problems in my life. Okay. Now, that is wealth on the highest, oh, not quite. So we're moving towards our highest goal. I'm too tired for this version. Is that what my brain is saying? I'm aiming towards the second age of enlightenment, the age of emotions. The first age is the age of technology. It's what got us everything that we have today. The second age is bringing all that technological improvement into the realm of emotions. Yeah, moving on. Relationships on the highest tier is very interesting, right? As they say, we are all one, yada yada yada, right? Oh, look, we're all Buddhas already. Cool, right? And we're all family, yay! Well, just because I think that way doesn't mean the world is always the other person's going to think that way. Okay? So let's remember to just keep an eye on physical self-defense and physical self-defense of our community. All right? Now, beyond that, who comes and stays in our life is determined by how well we maintain our boundaries, right? So that is right here. Our boundaries includes our yeses and our nos. Our nos are these blocks, right? No, I don't want that. But you got to let some things in. You got to know what you want. So that is the gaps. Those are our yeses. Should they show up? Yes, come on in. Doesn't mean we necessarily chase somebody, but if they choose to come in, we can invite them in. However, if we do not source our love and value from ourselves, we're always going to be chasing that by chasing others. So we have to hold ourselves and our own hurt. And when we can do that, we can become the garden, sourcing our love and value from ourselves, knowing that we are absolutely whole and perfect, that we are Buddhas already, and that we're all family. And we can invite the people that we do want to come into our lives. And if they don't come in, that's okay. We don't chase them. We're like, bye. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, it could have been great, but whatever. People are sovereign and they're allowed to leave. Of course, we're not kidnapping anyone, all right? We're not keeping anyone against their will. But if they choose to come into our garden, we can be here in confident, in steady energy instead of chasing somebody. Now, in the end, it is all me, right? We're all one. It is all me. What does that mean? It means that all judgments eventually is self-judgment. Okay? So feel free. So this is where I bring in Byron Katie. And if you don't know Byron Katie, look her up. All right. But here is how I know Byron Katie is on a whole nother level, right? Most people, like most spiritual people, would say, oh, don't judge other people, because if you judge them, then they're going to judge you, right? You know what Byron Katie says? She says, oh, no, 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 sweetie. Don't worry about that. Go ahead and judge them. Actually get as petty as you want. Really get underneath that. But here's the thing. Go ahead and judge people, get petty, and then write it down. Because why? Again, as always, all judgment is self-judgment. So in the end, the joke is kind of really just on us. But the way to get to our shadow, it's actually much easier to look outwards and judge the world to find out inversely what our shadows must be in order for us to have that judgment. All right. So it's easier to get to our shadows by looking outwards than it is to look inwards. Whew. That is relationships on the highest tier. And how well we work on ourselves and realize that we're all one already, and how well we maintain our boundaries, and how well we do emotional self-defense, physical self-defense, defending our community, is how well we're going to be able to maintain our communities, and it's going to determine what kind of people come and stay within our life. Okay, so that's why they cascade downwards. If we have a moment by moment in body spirituality, it will take care of our mental emotional health. And then we still need to do physical health, but it's going to make it a lot easier. If we're aligned to our life purpose and we have a relative superpower, what we determine as our life purpose will determine what kind of business, jobs, or careers we go into, which will determine how well it refills our bank account. All right, so we're 3 tiers ahead of it. How well we realize that we are all one already, yet also maintain self-defense and emotional self-defense and boundaries will be how well we can maintain our communities. And from there, we'll determine what kind of people who come and stay in our lives. So it flows downwards like that, right? So this brings me to the metaphor of water, right? Imagine we only have 24 drops in a day. What does that stand for? 24 hours, right? How we spend those 24 drops will determine everything. Okay, so it's kind of exhausting to have to recalculate every single moment what we're going to do. So imagine we had a system where we just pour in all the time and it will automatically distribute it in the right amount proportioned automatically. Okay, this is kind of what the system does. This So it's kind of more like a food pyramid, right? We spend most of our time down here solidifying our foundations, but we don't wait until we're all done before we work on ourselves and we work on the world, right? And then science and fun, you put that in, of course, right? But we spend most of our time here and here with fun and art and science thrown in. At least that's my version. This is my solution. Okay. And here is the 3 steps to success. And in the end, it's really just one step. Know what to do and do it. It's just pure logic. It's just do it. But if we're not doing that, something is blocking us, right? So find out what that is and try to decrease the emotional blocks. If nothing is blocking us, just like the gym is right there, we have a membership and we're still not going. Why? Well, we need to increase the emotional fuel somehow. All right. I'm not going to talk about how because that's more details, but in pure logical sense, this is all it takes to become successful. Know what to do and do it. If I'm not doing that, decrease the blocks and then increase the fuel. That's it. So that is this whole side. This is the life equation. Come on. There we go. Health, wealth, relationships in 3 ascending tiers. So they lead so we can get ahead of it. However, there's more. Wait, there's more. All right. We can get up, we can get higher ahead of it, but we can also go deeper and more detailed. So far, I've worked out the physical health equation. This one's pretty worked out, right? I use this equation every single day. Rest, fuel, clean, dress, exercise, stretch, and balance. How I derive these is I take things away to see if I'm still alive. A lot of people don't work on their balance, don't stretch, or they don't exercise. They're still alive. Maybe their life isn't super great, but they're still alive. Okay? If you don't have a fancy job, you don't have to get dressed. Cool, right? But if you don't shower, if you don't brush your teeth, life isn't going to be so great after a while, right? Okay. But if you don't eat or drink water, you'll die. But if you eat and drink water and you don't sleep, you go crazy and then you die. So that's why it's in this order. Rest, fuel, clean, dress. That gets me ready for the day, you know? So rest, clear enough. Sleep, did I get enough sleep when I wake up? If not, I stay in bed a little longer. Fuel, everything that goes into my body includes medications, drinking water, eating healthy, vitamins, proteins, that's all into my body. Clean is everything all out of my body or off my body, shower, nails, brushing my hair. Once I've done all that, put on some good set of clothes and you're ready for the day. At some point in that day, I want to make sure I do some exercise. I want to make sure I do some stretching, and I want to work on my balance. So I have this, it's not quite a Bosu ball, but it's a hard ball with a flat top, and I step on it with one leg, and it's on top of the soft mat. So I'm just balancing. So imagine this person, this ball right here, and I'm just balancing on one leg, and I move my leg all the way around. So I'm working out every angle of my stabilizer muscles. All right. Imagine how that will extend your life. When you're walking down the street, slipping and tripping is a literal health hazard, right? So working on our balance can literally save our life someday. And so that's the equation I do every single day. I do live videos to do emotional strength training, as I'm doing now, and more. Now I'm doing mental strength training as well by teaching it. And I've taught this over and over and over. Ooh, I forgot about this. Remember your legal health, your financial health, and your relationship health, which is just a reminder from here. Anyways, health. Like I feel tired and I got 9 minutes to go. Come on, we got this. We got this. Um, Let go of emotional effort. I'm trying again. The only reason I get emotionally exhausted is because I'm trying to do something. I don't need to try. There's no point to this video. It's for myself. Somebody gets benefit from it. That's bonus. Okay. Wealth equation. I'm still workshopping this one. Physical space, physical things, money I have, money going, or the debt. Ooh, yeah. Money I have, debt that I have, and then the cash flow in, cash flow out. Yeah, that seems good. And then relationships, well, kids, if you have it, becomes it, them, um, goes first, and then your partners, family, friends, maybe your neighbors, say hi, remember your coworkers, your bosses. If you are the boss, you want to take care of your team and your clients, your prospects, etc. Okay, one last thing I want to say before I start wrapping up is health, wealth, relationships in this order, right? So we go this, and then this. Here's why. Physical health first, because if you die, game over, right? Cool, so do this. Then it's wealth, because if I don't have a relationship, I still need to get to work. However, if I have more than enough wealth, I can have an umbrella and I can invite other people into my wealth umbrella and support my family, right? But now, if I have a family and I have to go to work every day to make ends meet, my family understands. However, if I have a business and I make more than enough money and I still do that and I still go to work at the expense of my family isn't going to be happy, right? But here's the thing. If you build a business at the expense of your mental emotional health, when this goes, so does this. So you can't build a business at the expense of your mental emotional health. Last is community. I put this last because for myself, I used to often go networking and I would feel like I'm being really productive. Like, ooh, I made so many contacts, right? But I didn't have a business. I didn't have any value. I didn't know what I was providing them. So I had no process to funnel people through in order to give them value and for them to give value back to me. So I need to have a business before I start networking or marketing. It's like marketing without anything to sell, and then you're just spending marketing budget on nothing, marketing time. So build a business before networking, etc. Because this will never end. You can always do more. You know. So that's kind of why it's health, wealth, relationships, 1, health, wealth, relationship, 2, and then health, wealth, relationship, 3. Ah! Come back. There we go. Health, wealth, relationship, 3. All right, so that is the life equation. That is this side of the coaching cube. And I haven't even gotten to this side yet, which is the dimensions of our reality, which are this physical dimensions, social. Okay. I don't really want to do that right now. I'm tired. I'm okay. I have 4 minutes. I will do this as kind of quickly as possible. Not quite. How many dimensions? My brain is like, what are you doing? Hi, child. I love you. The only reason I'm struggling is because I'm trying to do something. And I don't need to try. Okay. How many dimensions are there? As I'm looking through my own eyes, right? This is the experiential dimension. 1. What do I see? I see physical things. I see objects. This is the physical dimension. What else do I see? Symbolic dimension. All right. The way I know that something is symbolic is that it can jump mediums, right? I can have this on a piece of paper. I can memorize it, and now it's in my brain. I can scan it, and now it's on a computer. I could email it to 1,000 people, and I will still have the original, right? However, if I shared a chair with somebody, I'm instantly down a chair. So that's why symbolic is a very different dimension than the physical. All right. The other dimension is social. The reason this is a different dimension, this is how I explain it, right? I am a universe in myself because I can simulate the universe. You are a universe in yourself because you can also simulate the universe. What happens when you put a universe simulator together with another universe simulator, and my universe simulator is simulating your simulator, simulating my simulator, right? Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like so the complexity explodes. And that's just with 2 people. Now imagine 3, 10, 1,000 people, a million, a billion people, right? So that's why most of our problems are social problems, not physical or symbolic ones, right? We kind of have enough food and housing to feed and house everyone. We do. We kind of know how to do mostly everything, Like I can just go on YouTube and look up how to fix my car, and there's 5 different videos, and it's saved in like 15 different servers or something. Like it's not going to be lost. So what are we missing? Any lack of knowledge in the emotional dimension, and the experiential dimension compounds in the social and the social emotions. Okay, so that's why most of our problems are social problems, not physical or symbolic ones. And then the last dimension, oh, it's 5 o'clock. Yay, I'm done. The last dimension is emotional, right? We feel the emotional dimension, right? Is that different than the experiential dimension? Yes. Right now, if I'm relaxed and not feeling any particular trigger, I might think that I am a Buddha already. How do I know? I feel clean, clear. Nothing's disturbing me. Maybe I'm a Buddha. Maybe I made it. And then if I'm driving and somebody honks at me and I'm like, oh, and I suddenly get real angry, it's like, oh, maybe I'm not, you know? So in the now moment, like the power of now, if I'm not feeling an emotion, it might as well not exist. I won't remember it, So the now moment doesn't have emotions. It doesn't have time. It's just now. It's experiencing now. That's it, right? But our emotions have a memory, have time. Our emotions say, oh, that's happened to me before and never again, right? The emotions say never again, so it stores it there. So when somebody honks at us, like it activates that memory of like, oh, they're about to, hit us or something, whatever, and our emotions activate to try to stop it. So it has memory, whereas the experiential dimension does not. That is the difference between those two dimensions. And the last but not least is the spiritual dimension, right? So spiritual dimension is not really a dimension on its own, but it's more like the strategy of how we play the other 5 dimensions, right? So here's how I explain it. A Buddhist would say, here's how I think the world works, and here's how I play the game. Let's say maybe a Christian would say, no, this is how I think the world works, and this is how I play the game, okay? And then along comes a firefighter and says, no, you're both wrong. The world is full of fire, and you have to watch out for it at all times, right? So a firefighter takes the infinite amount of information in the moment, and it's way too much detail. And he, she, they don't really care. So a firefighter a firefighter takes the infinite amount of information in the moment and filters out everything and only sees what is fire danger, you know? So, and that's fine because that's the job of a firefighter. But now imagine looking through the eyes of a firefighter and all you see are fires and fire dangers. Of course the world is made of fire for them. So, the more constrictive your spirituality is, the less you're going to see of the infinite moment. Because this infinite moment has everything in it you can possibly think of in every dimension, infinitely in every time, right? So that's all I'm going to say about that. Not going to tell anybody what spirituality to believe, what strategies they think to think, but that's all it is. The more constrictive it is, the less we're going to be able to see of the now moment. All right. That's all I want to talk about right now because it is 5 o'clock and class is over. Yep, no excuses. I'm not waiting until I get paid. I'm just going to give it all away over and over and over and over and over. And that is the practice. And imagine I do this for a year, 2 years, 5 years. Where am I going to be? I don't know, right? That's the idea. Don't wait. You know, money chases us, but we're faster. Money is a side effect of value. We don't wait for it. I love you all. I hope this has been helpful. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I won't. I'm committing. Hmm. Let's see. My inner child says, maybe not. I want to keep freedom. My adult says, we're going to do this again tomorrow. We're going to learn to let go of emotional effort and just dance in the mystery of the moment while I try to teach this to the best of my abilities into the void. Okay, love you all. See you tomorrow.